station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And good evening, and thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 4.
Here's a look at the top stories all across the DMV today.
A first court appearance for the 19-year-old driver of that U-Haul that crashed into barriers near the White House. We're learning he's not a U.S. citizen. Find out what he's being charged with and how much time he's facing.
Plus, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser wants thousands of people to move back into the district's downtown area. She outlined her office's plans to make that happen today. We'll break down the proposal in a live report.
Nurses at George Washington Hospital say that they are overworked and underpaid. We'll show you their latest efforts to unionize and how district leaders are responding. And thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And I'm Annalisa Gale. We'll get to those top stories in just a few minutes, but let's take a look outside. Here you can see the camera from Roslyn. Meteorologist Damon Matson joining us now.
Oh yeah, guys. Hey, it has been a downright beautiful day so far, and tallying it up, if you will, that is 3 in a row. A perfect 3 for 3 this week in terms of our weather conditions. Monday, Tuesday, now Wednesday, continuing to see more of the same. A lot of sunshine still shining down across the DMV here this afternoon. A few passing high clouds, but nothing too significant. And we have, of course, had plenty of that haze that is still lingering about, a little more spread out, but not as thick as the last couple of days. Now to our north, however, things are finally moving a little bit. We have a cold front that is dropping right down through New York, Pennsylvania. It is eventually going to be working into the DMV. It does have a little bit of rainfall associated along with it, but it's running out of steam a little bit as it starts to near the area. So if anything, as we go throughout the evening time here, we are going to see a little bit more cloud cover mixing in. We will cool off some, going from the low 80s that we're experiencing out there this afternoon down toward the mid 60s. And a few spotty showers can't be totally ruled out, especially closer to the Pennsylvania-Maryland line. But really, this is not going to be much of a rain maker. So we're going to stay rather dry as we head toward the second half of the week. How are those rain chances shaping up for your Memorial Day weekend? Will it actually continue to stay dry? We'll have your full forecast in just a bit.
Breaking at 4, the legendary singer and performer Tina Turner has died. She was best known for her dynamic run of hit records with her husband Ike Turner in the 60s and 70s.
And after their divorce, she continued to have a successful solo career. Some of her most popular songs, including What's Love Got to Do with It, Proud Mary, River Deep, Mountain High, and much more. Now, according to her manager, Turner died after a long illness in her home near Switzerland. She was 83 years old. Also breaking this afternoon, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has officially entered the 2024 presidential race. He announced his decision in a FEC filing shortly before an online chat with Twitter CEO Elon Musk. This comes after weeks of contentious back and forth with former president and future challenger Donald Trump. DeSantis was reelected as governor of Florida 6 months ago.
Well, new details tonight. Mayor Muriel Bowser wants to give DC's downtown a big boost.
And it's a tall order considering the number of vacancies around, which some say is part of the fallout as a result of the pandemic. Our political and government reporter Leonard N. Fleming was at the mayor's news conference earlier today.
And Leonard, the mayor acknowledges that there are serious challenges ahead.
Yes, indeed. The mayor is calling it her downtown action plan, and she wants to reimagine downtown by using vacant office space, bringing people back, and creating jobs. But one look at this area here, and there are empty buildings everywhere with a vacancy rate of 18%. The action plan announced by the mayor Wednesday is part of DC's comeback plan to lure 15,000 residents and create 35,000 jobs. The pandemic created vacancies that can be seen all over downtown with for rent or lease signs in nearly every block. The Bowser administration is awarding a $200,000 grant to the Downtown DC Business Improvement District in conjunction with other nonprofits to develop a downtown recovery plan. Here is the mayor earlier today.
We, of course, are looking for big ideas and specific ideas. I'm excited about what's ahead. I see opportunities. I know we have the talent and the initiatives and the will to make sure that we are bringing our streets, our offices, our hotels, and our restaurants to life.
Mark and Annalisa, the mayor says that the public will actually have an opportunity in the coming months to give input to this plan. Back to you.
And Leonard, we're learning a former mayor is also involved in this effort. How so?
That's exactly right. Former Mayor Anthony Williams, who leads the nonprofit Federal City Council, which advocates for economic development, he is involved in this effort working with the administration.
All right, Leonard and Fleming, thank you so very much. Well, new details this afternoon about the driver of the U-Haul that crashed into barriers near the White House. The 19-year-old made his first court appearance just a few hours ago, and he's facing federal charges of destruction of government property on top of his previous charges, which include intent to harm the president. The new federal charge holds a maximum sentence of 10 years. We'll have more information coming up at 5.
Well, Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich has signed a new bill that regulates businesses that operate after midnight. Under the new law, businesses still open after midnight must submit a safety plan on a regular basis. It will include installing more cameras at establishments. The law is aimed at helping business partners with police while keeping communities safe. This comes months after a man was found dead inside the stairwell of the Wayne Avenue parking garage in Silver Spring.
This is why this will work for everyone. I think this is beneficial for everyone, not only just the businesses and their patrons, their employees, but also those residents who live in those communities where this will occur in the late nights.
And the new law will also help keep residents and visitors safe when dining out.
Happening now, the D.C. Council is getting involved in a dispute between nurses and George Washington University Hospital. Many nurses are trying to unionize, but they say the hospital is blocking their efforts. D.C. News Now's Daniel Hamburg is live at the GW Hospital. And Daniel, complaints have been filed with the National Labor Relations Board.
Well, Mark, the D.C. Nurses Association filed those charges in late March after a nurse here was fired for what the DCNA says was supporting the union campaign efforts. Now the D.C. Council is getting involved, like you said, and they want the hospital to follow federal law. The D.C. Nurses Association filed a petition with the National Labor Relations Board asking for an election to organize a union on March 15th.
We have clear majority support.
Executive Director Ed Smith says nurses at George Washington University Hospital are overworked and understaffed, and they want respect.
For years, when nurses tried to raise complaints or tried to get management to help them do their jobs properly, either equipment issues or staffing issues, it fell on deaf ears.
About a month ago, he reached out to D.C. Council Chairman Phil Mendelson about what he says is the hospital not following federal law.
We started hearing reports about management ripping down signs, spying on people, trying to see who was at union meetings, trying to see who was the union leaders from the nurses.
In turn, 9 council members signed on to a letter last week calling on the hospital to reinstate Nurse Angelo Estrellas, refrain from illegal conduct that violates employees' rights to organize, and hold a fair and free election in a neutral location.
To date, management continues to violate the law, but the charges are being investigated, and it's just a matter of waiting for the NLRB to hopefully issue a complaint.
Now, I did reach out to the hospital and its parent company, United Health Services, for a comment, and they said no comment. We're live in Northwest. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, Daniel, the hospital employs about, 750 nurses? How soon could there be a vote?
Well, Mark, there was a hearing at the NLRB in late April about the potential for an election. We are not sure how long that process will take for the NLRB to order an election, but union leaders are confident that out of those 750 potential union members here at the hospital, that they will win a future election. Mark.
All right, thanks, Daniel. New at 4, the Hagerstown, Maryland area has experienced rapid growth over the past few years, and along with it, more businesses in residential areas. As Skylar Salas found out, there is one facility that will need an upgrade to keep up, and it has to do with an essential element needed by everyone.
As the city of Hagerstown grows, so does the need for its utilities to grow with it. But one specific utility plant is in need of an upgrade sooner than later.
Over the years, what has happened is the treatment plant has gotten older.
The treatment plant Jill Baker is referring to serves over 89,000 Washington County residents. The facility is over 100 years old and is struggling to keep up due to the rapid growth in the area.
We're using obviously more and more water. And so now we're getting to a point within the facility's capacity and age where we're going to have to be doing some significant upgrades.
And the price tag to upgrade such an essential utility?
Probably in the range of $100 to $120 million. Now, keep in mind that that is a multi-phase, multi-year project. That's not something that's going to happen all in one big ball of wax.
Peggy Overcash remembers visiting the plant back in the 60s. She says an expansion is needed in order to handle current demands as well as those in the future.
Expansion of everything. You can see that it needs to be probably twice as big as it was because I've been here most of my life. And it really exploded in the past 20 years. So, yeah.
If the proper upgrades don't happen, the city could face a problem of not being able to produce enough water. And in the next hour, we will take you a behind-the-scenes look at the upgrades needed for the R.C. Wilson treatment plant. But for now, reporting in Washington County, Maryland, Skylar Salas for DC News Now.